Let's talk to Kevin. You're on the air. Thanks for calling.
Hey, Alex. I got two views. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'm just on my lunch break here, so I'll be quick. The first one is, if you used to ask people outside of America what they thought of Americans, they used to tell you that I like Americans, but I just don't like their government. That's starting to change now, where people are no longer saying that, giving them that sort of leeway, where now people are actually wanting to hold Americans' feet to the fire. I mean, it's quite interesting that.
Oh, no, I agree. I get mad by some slack-jawed yuppie. This happens about once a week when I'm at a restaurant or something. They'll walk over, because this is what liberals do, fake liberals. And they'll go, you're a kook. Nobody likes you. And I say, listen, I know you're in groupthink. I know everything about you. I know your profile. You're a pathetic slave. This is a private establishment. Get your ass away from my table before I have you thrown out of here. And they'll go, ooh. And I go, listen, punk, I don't have time. I agree with you. And I'm sorry for talking like that. I apologize to the affiliates. I won't do it anymore. I'm trying my hardest, but go ahead.
I'm a Canadian. I like to straight shoot. The other one I'd like to get your feedback on is sort of a metaphor. I sort of see this population as ants in an ant farm. And even if we all got together and we all worked for unity, we still have the farmer who's outside that ant farm who's in total control. We can have nice cars, nice homes, even have nice relationships, but when it really comes down to it, that farmer is in total control.
And that's what top globalist, Nobel Prize winner, his name will pop in my head, Bertrand Russell said in 3 different books. He said, our scientific dictatorship will so control the environment with an artificial reality when we're done that rebelling against our technocracy will be like sheep rebelling against the practice of eating mutton, which is adult sheep. So absolutely, devastatingly well said, Kevin. Yeah, people that serve this system are just idiots. By the way, folks are always trying to hack Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, PrisonPlanet.tv. And it's been in the news before, some of the things that have gone on. It's been big enough where it's showed up in newspapers, in indictments of establishment people and other things. GCN up in Minnesota has had devices hitting their connections to the satellite and everything else and going after a bunch of other systems. They don't even know that outside of these offices and outside of Minnesota, there's multiple other systems just sitting there like we're idiots under other names, you name it. I want to just tell the Pentagon and the criminals that work at the top of it and all of that, that's what Cyber Command is about, is attacking the alternative real media in this country and taking us down. They admit that. And we've been attacked by Northcom computers. I mean, they don't even hide where they direct this stuff. NSA stuff. After our reporters went to the NSA, they took over our cell phones, took over a bunch of computers, messed with stuff, and we just love it. I mean, that only makes us better to add more redundancy and stuff. I mean, we're here to defend the Republic. We know we're in a war. We don't just fall down on the ground in a fetal position when something happens. But we've stayed up and on the air. But that's the type of stuff that's going on where it's not like computer stuff. It's like Stuxnet, where they're coming in trying to block hardwired stuff and using it as a practice to take the country down. Let's talk to Mary in Washington. Mary, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes, hi, Alex. I was watching your special report, Proof We Run Al-Qaeda, which is June 14th on YouTube anyway. And I made the observation that some of these, Al-Qaeda Redux, ISIS characters look all really beefy, like American football players. And then I wondered, why would the Saudi princes, the secular Saudi princes, those, leches and womanizers and so on, why would they try and rely on Al-Qaeda or ISIS? So that would be like herding cats, when they could simply hire Blackwater security mercenaries, or whatever they're calling themselves
because
this week.
Blackwater would work directly through a contract, not through Saudi Arabia, and you probably couldn't get Blackwater to go around and actually overthrow Iraq again. They're not even that immoral. The average special forces person that's in that halfway has to sign on to what they're doing. So they always use Saudi Arabia since 1901 to take over the countries there. So they're using the big army they have that they just used against Syria. That's why they're using that group.
I was thinking that anyone could be behind those ski masks, but, you know, we had an agreement with Saudi Arabia that we protect them militarily. So Saudi Arabia might have just gotten tired of waiting for us, you know, and just picked up the ball and gone with it. They might have developed an army sufficient enough to do whatever it is they want to do.
Sure, Mary, I appreciate your call. Listen, we know what went on. I mean, this is not hidden. They trained these military at bases in Jordan, in Syria, and controlled areas in western Iraq. That's mainstream news now. So this was set up to destabilize the whole region for Saudi Arabia. Bottom line. By the way, we just got a contact from Fort Hood. We'll give you a document cam shot of this. Infowars.com. Per the Texas Military Force acceptable use policy. And so this is out of the Texas Guard, I guess, out at Camp Mabry, and we got this contact through Fort Hood. Your IP address, 5590.53.46, URL, Infowars.com, category of this URL, violence, hate, racism. And I told you, they have gambling, they have porn, they have hacking, they have the category of violence, hate, racism. That's Obama talk. We're banned on military bases. So they did this a long time ago, and it backfired. Everyone in the military. It is your duty for the First Amendment, even if you don't believe in what we're saying, which we know most of you do, you're patriots. Tell friends and family about Infowars.com. Tell folks about Off Base, my films, YouTube. This is shiny-style net censorship, so the military doesn't find out, like last time, that our government's running al-Qaeda, so you don't start that campaign again to say, I will not fight for al-Qaeda in Iraq. In fact, quite frankly, when Fareed Zakaria endorsed al-Qaeda today, I want to blow them up. I want to bomb them. I hate them. We'll be right back in overdrive. If you're in the military and they're not letting you get on Infowars.com, try PrisonPlanet.com. Bureaucracy's so stupid. A lot of times they don't block that. They will now. You can get us on Facebook, Twitter, other enemy platforms, YouTube. We have our own PrisonPlanet.tv. That's why we have it. So that it's not as easy for the system to just block us on YouTube as they've done before. That's why you got to become a member. And don't just take this broadcast for granted, folks. They do not want this going out. Chris in Florida, you're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Yes, in reference to the caller who said don't feed the beast, yes, we can follow the good example of tax protester Cindy Sheehan, especially in view of the articles like Billions Over Baghdad 2007 Vanity Fair, where out of $12 billion from the Fed that was sent to buy off the Iraqi Coalition Provisional Authority, $9 billion went missing. I'm sure you've seen the picture of the pallets of cash. It just proves
that was just the first rollout. It's as high as $80 billion, and they even gave privates up to $30 grand to corrupt them and threaten to arrest them later so the military couldn't speak out.
Right. And they've got to pay off the puppet sirens, both within and without our country, for any hope of future control over them. So let's stop working for a privately owned, unaccountable central bank controlling all our currency and credit, which can only be spent at venues which accept it, company stores in our fascist company town country. But instead, we're establishing all options to the Fed, such as publicly accountable community currencies that are denominated in time, so they are actually nationally and internationally exchangeable, and things like cooperative.
Exactly. Go to the Amish, go to the farmer's market, plant your own garden, get out of the system, get off the grid as much as you can, eat healthy, be loving to each other, speak out against the globalist. Well said. That's how you bring them down, is exposing their operations. And then it didn't matter if the zombies want to go along with it. A large minority can stop this. Dave in California, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. I was just calling to let you know that with the ISIS thing going on, there is a Fort Hunter Liggett in Camp Roberts here in California.
Yep.
And the bases are packed, and the military officers are saying they're training for Iraq. That's what they're doing right now over there.
Yeah, and then they'll give part of the country to the al-Qaeda folks, saying it was a deal with them, partition the nation, call the other part Kurd, and the other part Shiite, break it in 3 pieces. Always been the plan, and they're now promoting that right now. Totally disgusting. Anything else?
No, that's just it, man. Keep it up, brother. And,
Thank you. No, go ahead.
Bye.
Thank you. And bottom line, we are being blocked at more bases. If you're at a base or a library or anywhere being blocked, send it to showtips@infowars.com. We'll get an article out about where this is happening to you. But this is out of Fort Hood, and I guess they might have been looking at a Texas Guard portal when they got blocked. But that's a Texas Guard report saying not allowed to go to that. I guess because we showed them running checkpoints and stuff for the Kite Festival and how they're being federalized. I guess that's a big no-no. Let's go ahead and talk to Scott in Michigan. You're on the air. Thanks for calling.
Hello, Alex. Yeah, I'm just calling about how they're really throwing it in your face with the water fluoridization here in town. You can go to www.cityofmuskegonheights.org and view the report for this year, how they're finally admitting that the fluoride comes from discharge from fertilizer and aluminum factories, the barium comes from drilling waste discharge, metal refinery discharge, the chromium comes from steel and pulp mill discharge. They're literally.
And by the way, the general public
connected.
doesn't know that, but you should send us at showtips@infowars.com that link just to show headline, city admits toxic waste added to water on purpose, and then point out that worldwide they take the toxic waste as a big joke and put it in the water. The facts are in. The studies are legion. Sodium fluoride and other toxic members of the fluoride family are devastating the health and cognitive ability of the American people. So why are the social engineers adding it to the water? Simple. Dumb down the host population that the parasitic technocracy is feeding on. We may not have been able to get fluoride out of the water supply yet, but we can help to get it out of our bodies. I am extremely excited to announce the exclusive InfoWars Life Fluoride Shield formulation, fusing 6 of the best documented ingredients from around the world to help the body remove not just toxic fluoride residues from the body, but a whole host of toxic substances. Let's take a stand against the globalist by blocking their poisons with Fluoride Shield. I use Fluoride Shield every day. Secure your Fluoride Shield and other pioneering formulations at InfoWarsLife.com today. Let's start cleansing our bodies now and support the InfoWar at the same time. That's InfoWarsLife.com.